안녕하세요. You are going to learn how to make question sentences using where in this lesson. Let's start.
Let's learn how to make a question using the interrogative where. What is the Korean translation for where? 어디. 어디. Okay? Then let's make a simple question using where and learn the basic principle. Like any other question, we can use be verb or do verb when we make a question using where. Let's take a look at the question form using be verb first. Where are you? Where are you? How would you answer to this question? I'm at home. 저는 at home. Home is 집. Let's add a particle 에 because home is a location, right? 집에. What was the predicative part which means to be at a location? We learned it in lesson 4. Yes, 있다, 있어요. 저는 집에 있어요. At home is the part we want to know, right? So let's swap it with where and the subject I with you. You are where? We can see the be verb here. Then do we have to use the predicate 이다, 이에요, 예요? The answer is no and yes. Because 이다, 이에요, 예요 is normally used when you want to say something or someone is something. In this case, the subject equals the complement, but actually where is normally used to ask the location of something or someone. As you know, we have a predicate which means to be at a location in Korean. 있다, 있어요. So it seems natural to use this predicate 있어요 with where. So let's learn about this first. But you can still use 이에요 or 예요 with where. Let's learn about that on the next page. You. We don't need the pronoun you. Where? 어디에? Are. 있어요? We make a rising sound because it's a question. 어디에 있어요? It will sound more natural in a real-life conversation without the particle 에. It seems normally interrogatives sound better without a particle. 어디 있어요? 어디 있어요? Where are you? We can turn this sentence into a higher respect form with conjugating the predicative part 있어요. We already learned about this. The higher respect form of 있어요 is 계셔요 or 계세요. So 어디 계셔요? Or 어디 계세요? 어디 계세요? Where are you now, Grandpa? 할아버지, 지금 어디 계세요? 할아버지, 지금 어디 계세요? Perfect. Then let's make a question with a verb using where. Where do you go? I go to school. 저는 학교에 가요. Let's swap the subject I with you and to school with where because this is the part we want to know. If we rearrange the words according to the Korean structural rule, it will go like you, where, go. Right? You, let's ignore it. Where? 어디? 에. Let's put 에 this time again because we want to ask about the location, okay? Go. 가요? Let's make a rising sound because it's a question. 어디에 가요? Where do you go? It might sound more natural without the particle 에. Let's try it. 어디 가요? 어디 가요? Yes, it does sound more natural. Then let's make a higher respect form. Let's turn the verb 가요 into a higher respect form. 가셔요? 가세요? You don't need further explanation about how it became 가셔요, do you? 어디 가셔요? 어디 가세요? Where do you go? 어디 가세요 is more common. How about where are you going? The present continuous form. You can still use the present simple form to mean the present continuous tense as you know. 지금 어디 가요? 지금 어디 가셔요? 지금 어디 가세요? They all mean where are you going because 지금 means now. So it makes the sentence sound like present continuous. If you use the actual present continuous tense, you might not need the adverb now. 어디 가고 있어요? 어디 가고 있어요? 어디 가고 계셔요? 어디 가고 계세요? They are all perfect sentence. Now you're already able to make a plenty of questions using where. Let's make another simple question. Where is the police station? Let's see the vocab box on the top. 경찰서. 경찰서 means a police station. 경찰서. 경찰 means the police, which are the official organization that is responsible for making sure that people obey the law. Then, what is the sentence structure in Korean? The police station. Where? Is. Right? The police station. 경찰서. Let's add a particle 가. 경찰서가. Where? 어디에. Is. 있어요? 경찰서가 어디에 있어요? 경찰서가 어디에 있어요? Yes, it is a good sentence, but we can make it sound a little bit simpler and more natural if we get rid of particle 에 from 어디. 경찰서가 어디 있어요? 경찰서가 어디 있어요? Perfect. Please take a close look at the next translation. We use the predicate 예요. 경찰서가 어디예요? It is also a correct sentence. Let's see the explanation on the right. 어디 is a pronoun in Korean grammar. It's an adverb in English. If we rearrange the words according to the Korean structural rule, it will be the police station where is, which looks like an English sentence pattern number 3 that we use to say something or someone is something. Actually, it's not, but the structure looks like it. We use the predicate 예요 or 이에요 for the English pattern number 3, plus only a pronoun or a noun can come before 예요 or 이에요, right? You know why? Because 이다, 예요, 이에요 are not a verb or an adjective in Korean grammar. It's a postposition, like postposition particle. Can you believe that? You don't have to know what it is grammatically, but anyway, only a noun or a pronoun can come with 이다, 이에요, 예요. We also thought about how 예요 can come here a lot. The only answer we can give you is because where is a pronoun in Korean grammar. Furthermore, if we say that the location of my house is Seoul, this sentence has the structure of the English pattern number 3 because the location of my house equals Seoul. And we can use the predicate 이다, 이에요, 예요 for this kind of sentence. So the sentence, the police station is where, or the police station where is, can be actually English pattern number 3. So that's why it's not strange to use 예요. You shouldn't add a location particle 에 to 어디 when you use 예요, by the way. Not because it sounds better without a particle in a question sentence, but because, as we told you, this 예요 is also a postposition particle in Korean grammar. So this 에 particle doesn't go with 이다, 예요, 이에요. That's it. Just don't use it. However, we recommend you to use 있다, 있어요 when you ask about the location because the usages of 어디예요 is a little bit complicated and there are exceptions. You can use 어디예요 only when you ask about the location of the building, the place, or second person, you. So you can use 어디예요 for the sentences like where is the firehouse, where is Korea, or where are you? But you cannot use 어디예요 for the sentences like where is the car, or where is the book. Okay? Very good. If you use the predicate 있어요 when you ask about the location of something, you would not fail. So let's just use 어디 있어요. 어디 있어요? Okay? Very good. Let's see the next Korean sentence. 경찰서는 어디에 있어요? 는. You can use the particle 는 for the subject here. It will just give the sentence a nuance that there has been another question such as where is the firehouse or where is the school? Then where is the police station? Do you understand the nuance? Okay, very good. Oh, one more thing. It is so obvious, but you can't make a higher respect form of this sentence because the subject is not a human. We told you in lesson 5 part 1 that we need to check out the subject of the sentence when you choose to use a higher respect form, remember? Okay, let's move on. We use this sentence a lot in our everyday conversation. Where is it? Your friend is talking about this fantastic Thai restaurant in Seoul. You've got to ask about the location. Where is it? It's a simple sentence, but let's rearrange the words first. It, where, is. The direct translation of the pronoun it is 그것. People still use this in spoken Korean, but they change it a little bit to make it easier to pronounce. People call it colloquial in some places. Let's learn about it. Let's add a particle e to 그것. 그것이. Of course, it will actually sound 그것이 when you speak. Where, 어디. And let's add a location particle 에. 어디에. is. What's the predicate we use to mean to be at a location? 있어요. 있어요. Alright. 그것이 어디에 있어요? It's a perfect sentence, but nobody talks like this in spoken Korean. First of all, you need to make 그것이 part simpler. The shortened form of 그것이 is 그게. 그게. 그게 already contains the particle e as well, so no need to add a particle again. And let's get rid of the location particle 에 from where too. So 그게 어디 있어요? 그게 어디 있어요? This is the perfect question you can use when you ask about the location of the place. Your friend is now talking about the coolest nightclub in Seoul. You've got to ask where it is. Now it's the time to use the particle 은 because you've just asked about the Thai restaurant. This is the second time you ask about the location of something. 그것은 어디 있어요? It's the same where is it, but the nuance has been changed with the particle 은. You know the difference, right? Okay. You can shorten 그것은 part too. 그건. 그건. And people use 그건 rather than 그것은 in spoken Korean. 그건 어디 있어요? 그건 어디 있어요? 그게 어디 있어요? 그건 어디 있어요? Let's take a look at the next one. 그거 어디 있어요? 그거. This time the subject is 그거, not 그것, nor 그게, nor 그건, 그거. Korean people use this one a lot too. It's also shortened form of 그것, it, but the usage of 그거 is slightly different from 그게 or 그건. First of all, it doesn't contain any particle, as 그게 or 그건 does. 그게 is the shortened form of 그것이. 그건 is the shortened form of 그것은. 그거 is the shortened form of 그것. So 그거 also can be used to refer to something which is not a subject of the sentence, because the subject particle is not added to it. Let's not talk further about this here. You will learn the usage of each eventually. Just remember that when someone is talking about some place and you want to know the location of the place, you can use 그게 어디 있어요? Or 그거 어디 있어요? It's fine too. And this person is now talking about another place. Then you can use, okay then, 그건 어디 있어요? You lost something in your room, so you ask your mom, Mom, did you see the black palm-sized square thing on the floor in my room? Where is it? In this case, you use 그거 어디 있어요? 그거 어디 있어요? Maybe it's a bit difficult to understand now. You will perfectly understand later, so don't worry. Actually, we will learn something about this in Lesson 5, Part 4. If you don't understand the usage of each, just use the last one. 그거 어디 있어요? It will work. Okay, let's make another question in the past tense. Where did you sleep last night? How would you answer to this question? None of your business? Yeah, that's a good answer. But how about I slept at home? 저는 집에서 잤어요. Even though it's a lie. What kind of particle did we use for the place where the action actually takes place? Yes, 에서. 에서. As you see on this page, we know you position the interrogative where in the position of the place in a declarative sentence. Then what's the position of the place where we go in a declarative sentence? Yes, it's normally positioned right after the time-related word or right before the verb. Okay, let's rearrange the words first. Put the useless subject you first and time-related word last night. And if it's a declarative sentence, we put the place where the action took place right before the verb. Therefore, this is exactly the position where the interrogative where is supposed to be placed. And then lastly, the verb slept. You, last night, where, slept. You, we don't need this. Last night, 어젯밤, where, 어디에서. You should put the particle 에서 this time because we are asking about the place where the action took place. And you cannot omit this particle. It's something different from other particles, such as 에, the other location particle. Then why you cannot get rid of the particle 에서 while you can get rid of the other location particle 에? Just remember it this way. It's mainly because 어디 also indicates the place. So it sounds alright even though we get rid of the most basic location particle 에. But 에서 contains extra information that 에 doesn't have. 에서 tells us the place where the action actually takes place. So if we get rid of the particle 에서, we lose the extra information that is included in the sentence. Make sense to you? Okay, great. Slept. The past form of 자요 is 잤어요. And a question mark. 어젯밤 어디에서 잤어요? 어젯밤 어디에서 잤어요? Let's take a look at the next one. 어젯밤 어디서 잤어요? This time, 에 sound has gone from the particle 에서. Yes, you can omit 에 sound. The same thing applies to a declarative sentence sometimes, but not sure if it's good to know for now. If it's too much for you, you don't have to remember this. Just remember the whole 에서. It's totally fine and you'll never have a problem for the rest of your life. But still good to know, you can use 어디서 too. Then let's make a higher respect form. We just need to change the verb part. The higher respect form of the verb sleep is 주무시다. 주무시다. Not 자시다. Be careful, it's also a totally different word. The stem of this verb is 주무시. 주무시. And the last letter of this stem is 시, which is a neutral vowel. Therefore, we should add 어요 or 어써요 to add the honorific suffix 요 to it. The original sentence is in the past tense, so let's use 어써요. 주무시 plus 어써요. 주무시었어요. The last letter of the stem 시 doesn't have a final consonant, so 시 and 엇 sound are supposed to combine. 시엇, 셔, 셔, 셔. It sounds shut. Therefore, 주무셨어요. 주무셨어요 is correct. You don't need the explanation about this from now on, right? Okay, great. Okay, let's make a question in the future tense using where. There are a lot of things to say on this page, so please understand if it gets a bit boring. Where will you eat dinner tonight? We are using will this time rather than be going to. It's not very different in a Korean sentence actually, but as we explained, they do have a slightly different nuances in Korean too, as they do in English. Just that difference is not very clear in a Korean sentence as it is in English. That's it. Anyway, let's position the words. The useless subject you comes first, and then time-related word tonight comes right after it. The verb part with the auxiliary verb will comes at the end of the sentence. The object of the verb dinner comes right before the verb part. Then where should we put where? It's about the place. Therefore, let's put it right after the time-related word tonight. Let's say that's the position of the place-related word, no matter it is an interrogative or not. Or right after the subject when there is no time-related word. Or right after the time-related word. So, you, tonight, where, dinner, will eat. Tonight, 오늘 밤, where, 어디에서. We added 에서 because the action eating is going to take place. dinner, 저녁을, or 저녁밥을, will eat. The stem of the verb eat is 먹. Add a future ending, the final 르 sound or 을, particle 을, plus 거예요, 거예요. So 먹을 거예요, 먹을 거예요, 먹을 거예요. 오늘 밤 어디에서 저녁을 먹을 거예요? Sometimes it would sound a bit more natural without the object particle 을 in real life conversation. 오늘 밤 어디에서 저녁 먹을 거예요? 오늘 밤 어디에서 저녁 먹을 거예요? Can't remove the particle 에서, though. You know that. Then let's make a higher respect form. There can be two ways to make a higher respect form. You can just use the higher respect form of the verb eat, or use the higher respect form of the noun dinner. As you know, there is a higher respect form that you can use for any meal during a day in Korean. 식사, 식사. We just need to add evening if it's dinner, noon if it's lunch, or morning if it's breakfast. And we have to use the verb do with it. We learned about it in Lesson 5 Part 1. Very confusing, isn't it? I know. Let's take a look at it together. You'd feel much better after you listen to our explanation. The first sentence is just using higher respect form of the verb eat, which is 드시다, 드시다. So we just need to simply change the verb. 오늘 밤 어디에서 저녁을 드실 거예요? 오늘 밤 어디에서 저녁을 드실 거예요? Or without the object particle 을. 오늘 밤 어디에서 저녁 드실 거예요? 오늘 밤 어디에서 저녁 드실 거예요? The second one is using the higher respect form of the noun dinner. 저녁 means evening, and 식사 is the higher respect form of the noun meal. Therefore, 저녁 식사 is the higher respect form of the noun dinner, as we explained. By the way, as we learned in Lesson 5 Part 1, you need to use the verb do instead of eat when you use the higher respect form of the meal, 식사. So, we use 하시다 instead of 드시다. So, it's gonna be 오늘 밤 어디에서 저녁 식사 하실 거예요? 오늘 밤 어디에서 저녁 식사 하실 거예요? 오늘 밤에 어디에서 저녁 식사 하실 거예요? 오늘 밤에 어디에서 저녁 식사 하실 거예요? Perfect. You sound like a Korean now. Yes, you can add a particle 에 because 오늘 밤 indicates a certain point in time. Very good. We are not sure if we ever have mentioned about this before, but in Korean, the sentence structure is not that important. Actually, it's much more important in English. You must be confused because we've been taking seriously about the sentence structure so far, but that's mainly because you don't know all the particles and don't know how to use them properly. If you can use all the Korean particles properly, you can be much more flexible. We are not saying that you don't have to keep the structure at all, but we are just saying that you can be more flexible. But since you are still a beginner, we want you to stick to the structure we are teaching here. It will reduce the risk of miscommunication. Okay, let's see the next sentence. where are you from? Or where do you come from? This is one of the frequently asked questions using where, but Koreans never really use the direct translation of any of this. Why? There are two reasons. First of all, Korean particles don't work like an English prepositions actually. Therefore, it's impossible to directly translate the English question, where are you from? Second of all, the present simple tense in Korean can mean the future tense. Therefore, it sounds awkward to ask someone's nationality or hometown using the present simple tense. So if you translate the English sentence, where do you come from? It would sound like, where are you coming from in Korean? It's true. We'll learn how to say where are you from in a Korean way later in lesson 5, but if you really want to ask where are you from using what you've been learning so far, you can use this sentence. Where did you come from? Then why Koreans use the past tense to ask where someone comes from or is from? As we've just told you, it's mainly because the present simple tense in Korean can mean the future simple tense. Korean language doesn't have present perfect tense either. Well, we can make a sentence to mean present perfect tense in Korean, but it's something different from the one in English. Then which tense should we use? Future? Never. What's left then? Yes, past tense. Koreans actually focus on the moment or the time when the action of coming here took place. That's why they use the past tense to mean where are you from or where do you come from. So the question, where do you come from, is much closer to the sentence that Koreans actually use because it has the verb come. So to mean where are you from or where do you come from, you can use where did you come from. It can mean both where are you from or what organization do you come from or who sent you here in Korean. Strange, isn't it? Or you can use the question, where is your hometown in Korean too, to ask where you're from. So since this is not very clear, we don't recommend you to use where did you come from to ask where are you from. We recommend you to use where is your hometown or what country did you come from that we are going to learn in lesson 5 part 5. Anyway, let's learn how to say where did you come from since we started already. By the way, how would you translate the English preposition from? Let's take a quick look at it and move on. It's exactly like to translate the sentence, I came from Korea. So you can do that. How would you position the words to make a Korean sentence? I, from Korea, came, right? It's a simple sentence, so you shouldn't spend a second to know the sentence structure. We just need to swap Korea with where. That's it. You, from where, came. We don't even need the subject you. So from where is 어디. Then how do we translate the preposition from based on what you learned in lesson 4? 에게서, 한테서, 로부터 are the candidates. But you cannot use 에게서 or 한테서 because those are used only to living things. Then only 로부터 is left. Yes, you can use 로부터. I'm serious. Yes, you can use it, but it sounds very foreigner. It sounds like direct translation by a 10-year-old Korean boy who just started learning English. It will sound 100 times better if you use the particle 에서 because it can indicate the place of departing, as we learned in lesson 4 part 3. Because departing is also an action. Furthermore, 에서 can also indicate the origin or the starting point of something. So 어디에서 sounds good. Came. The basic form of this verb is 오다 and the stem is 오. We need to add 왔어요 to turn it into the past tense because the vowel 오 is yang vowel. We need to add 아요 or 왔어요 with the same yang vowel. 오 왔어요. 오 왔어요 sounds weird because we didn't combine the sound of 오 and at. 오 at, what, what. So it sounds what. 왔어요 is correct spelling and correct sound. You don't need this explanation anymore, right? 어디에서 왔어요? 어디에서 왔어요? Where did you come from? From where came. Okay? Perfect.
This is the end of Lesson 5 Part 7. You are going to learn how to make question sentences using who in the next lesson. 다음 비디오에서 만나요. 안녕히 계세요.